Oh god,
Tech Radar is live.
Tech Radar is live. Wow. So anyone who's been in the chat room, so sorry we're late. The reason we're late is because we've just done this whole video already.
We've literally just streamed all of this to nobody, and we almost wrapping up, and Basil went, "Oh, and no one's here. What?"
Yeah, I'm so sorry. This one's on me. Thank you for all the kind words nonetheless, in spite of the major gaffe on my part. But now that we're here, hi, I'm Basil.
Hi, I'm James.
Today we're going to be taking a look at
the Moto Z2 Play, a second look. The Moto Z2 Play, so you've done a little bit about this already.
Yeah.
You've used the phone for
I used the phone for about 24 hours, James used it for the rest of the week. He's had a lot more time with it than I have, but we both got some thoughts.
Yeah, so I'm almost ready to publish my review on Tech Radar in the next day or so. That's probably going to appear. And so far I've been really impressed with the phone. I've been using it for about a week and pretty much everything is added up on there. There's a few little niggles and stuff, but considering the price point of this phone, I've been quite impressed with this.
Really sweet. And like, if you were watching this live, you've got all of 9 minutes or so before you head over to the live stream of what will probably be the Z2 course. So we will make this a swift one.
Yeah.
But Moto Z2 Play, in a nutshell, £379.
Yeah, £379.99, so £380 essentially.
Yeah. So same price as the Honor 9, cheaper than the OnePlus 5, really solid spec sheet, but starting with the design, a little bit thinner than its predecessor.
Yeah, 6mm thin, kind of. So that camera bump there is not 6mm thin. That's a bit of a shame. Some people will probably get a little bit annoyed about that, but the phone is mega thin. This is as thin as you're going to get a phone.
Headphone jack.
With that little jack at the bottom there, that's a headphone jack that the Moto Z doesn't have, but this one does, so that's going to be a really big selling point to some guys.
Other key differences, glass back as opposed to this time you've got a metal back. So the predecessor had a glass back. James prefers a metal back. I prefer the glass back. What you prefer is down to you. So Gal Steinberg has said, please say my name. I've said your name. But for everyone else in the comments, we're going to get to all of the comments at the end. We're going to run through a brief overview of everything that we think thus far to build anticipation for the Tech Radar review James is going to be publishing. Right, so the design generally, massive thumbs up. Ports include USB at the bottom. You've got all the buttons on the right-hand side. That's power and volume buttons. Nothing really else of note in terms of ports, no infrared blaster or anything like that. But there is, like we said, a 3.5mm jack. On the front, you've got that 5.5-inch AMOLED screen, fingerprint scanner.
There we go.
As well.
Nice and quick.
Yeah, and it supports gestures to front camera and dual flash. So design thumbs up, Moto mods. Let's talk a bit about them.
I think that's the real highlight of design here. That's something you're not going to get on any other phone. Like, all the modular phones have kind of disappeared apart from what Motorola's doing because the LG G6 wasn't modular. So we have, for example, cases that you can put onto the back of the phone, because it does feel a little bit strange when you don't have a Moto mod on the back. So you can there just snap in. So that's all just done by magnets. It takes that amount of time. It just snaps in immediately. We've got 3 Moto mods here at the moment, where we've got a Moto mod case, which I've just thrown off there, with that kind of effect back, which is really nice. Then we have a wireless charging mod, which again, you can just snap on like that. And it just adds extra functionality to the phone. So there's examples like there's a projector mod that you can buy. There's a speaker mod, which will show you a little bit more of in a moment. Yeah. There's the wireless charging mod, or you can just even get a battery mod, which just adds extra battery life to your phone, which is brilliant.
For me personally, this is like, I thought when I first read that, oh, there's going to be a mod to just add some fabric to the back, that it would be quite pointless, but it actually changes the tactility and adds a really nice element. Also, you may have said that the mod removes the camera bump. Yeah. Like, having a mod on the back makes the camera bump like pretty much disappear. So if you can show that. You've got the camera bump right there. Thwacking a mod on, then it just gets rid of that really obtrusive camera bump.
And then at the bottom.
Yeah, really nice and pow. So wireless charging added, camera bump gone, winning at Life Motorola. Okay, so mods generally for the win, but they are expensive. So if you're picking this up because it's a great, more affordable flagship type phone, and you don't want to be spending any more money, well, if you want the mods, you're gonna be. Yeah. So the mods go right through from like £40 up to £200+.
Yeah, I think there's one that's about 250, nearing about $300 mark. Exactly. That's for the projector mod.
Which and the Hasselblad camera is 180 or something.
Hasselblad is not cheap either. No. But those are the really high high-end features that you're only going to want if you want to spend that amount of money.
Exactly.
Some of the cheaper ones are the wireless charging mod, or even the speaker mod is actually quite affordable, really, considering what it does.
Just over 80 odd pounds.
Yeah.
So awesome. Right. So now that we've talked about design and the mods, which are massive thumbs up, what about the screen? You've got a full HD 5.5 inch AMOLED display. Was it good?
Yeah, I've been really happy with it. There's not really anything amazing.
Size and resolution as the internet, as the iPhone 7 Plus. So iPhone 7 Plus, 400 pixels per inch, as you get with this. Pretty good for the price. AMOLED's also going to be punchier and poppier, though viewing angles might lose integrity a little bit more.
Yeah, but not really that noticeable, I'll be honest. Like for the price point, I've been really happy with the screen on the phone, to be honest.
Sweet. So the battery size is a 3000 milliamp battery. We're going to jump onto performance of battery in a sec. So Zaid, we're going to get to that right at the end of this video. But now that the screen gets a thumbs up too, the user interface, it's Android 7 with a pretty stock Android.
Android 7, it's what Google intended, to be honest. You're getting this drop down menu there if you want to do your full rundown.
Yeah, so in fact, let me just jump through on that.
Cool.
So you've got your home screens. You can add more, remove more by long pressing and swapping out everything.
Yep.
You can swipe up from the bottom to get to your notification applications, and you can swipe down for your notification shade, jumping through into the settings. It's not as customizable as some versions of Android we've seen, so tapping through on the display, you can see you can't customize your specific white balance and stuff, but what you can do is you can change the color mode, make it a little bit more punchy, a little bit more vibrant. AMOLED, massive thumbs up. And you can also get rid of the on-screen navigation buttons as well, if you want to make the thumbprint or fingerprint scanner gesture-centric, which is also pretty sweet.
Yeah, the software, as I say, is what Google intended. You've only got a few apps on here from Motorola, so stuff to run the Moto mods.
They really add to the
they
functionality.
and they do add the stuff.
So like a camera twist.
Exactly, yeah. There's a load of different gestures and stuff you can use to boot up the camera on your phone. Those kind of functionality things. The software, the interface is just great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Smooth as well.
Yeah.
Smooth considering the power under the hood. It's a Snapdragon 626 processor, which is a good deal. That's not a flagship processor, but it's not performing way worse in one, is it?
No, it's doing quite well. There's a 3GB version and a 4GB version. We've used the 4GB, so I can't really speak for the 3GB version, but I've not had any problems with doing any tasks. Maybe things are a little bit slower than when using the Honor 9 or the OnePlus 5 or some of the flagship phones, other flagship phones at the moment. But everything's doing pretty well. But you did have a little bit of a problem with gaming, you said.
So if you benchmark on this, it will score amazingly well on Geekbench. But when you test the GPU, that's when things start to slow down. It has a much older variant of the GPU, the ARM GPU, than, for example, the Kirin 960. So you may lose a frame or two if you're gaming. But this is a 4GB version. It wasn't massively noticeable in spite of way worse benchmarks. If you're a casual gamer, you'll be fine. It's probably more intensive gamers that will definitely, if you want to get this, opt for the 4GB, 64GB version. Yeah,
I've been playing a few different games on it. I've played a little bit of like Crazy Taxi and that kind of stuff, and that's been handled absolutely fine on it. It is the more intensive stuff than the other games that you may struggle a little bit with, but it's not going to be unplayable, is it? That's the good thing.
Definitely not. And with that front speaker, speaking of gaming, it's going to be really enjoyable to game on from an audio point of view, because then you can also thwack on.
Cool, yeah. So we'll just play a bit of a tech radar video to show you what the speakers are like here and just show you how quickly we can add in a Moto mod.
If you haven't checked it out already, we just reviewed this awesome gaming laptop, and
I'll get onto that in a sec, but before I do, subscribe to Tech Radar if you're not already. Stay on top.
It adds volume, but what it also adds is a really nice depth of quality. It looks it sounds really good. So if you're a group, you could actually get away with watching like a whole movie on this. The screen's big enough, like huddle around like, I don't know, a table or something, and you could chill out. If you could combine the projector mod with the speaker mod, it would be all the cooler. But with a gorgeous screen and really great sound potential to show it off with.
Yeah, and like the way they always advertise these kind of things is that everyone's at a party and enjoying themselves with their Moto mod on the back of the phone. That's probably not going to happen, but if there's a couple of your mates or something that you're around for a dinner party or something like that and you don't have a speaker, you can just throw this on the back of your phone and you're going to be happy with what you can play.
I've actually been that absolute tool who's been at a pub with a projector Moto mod, and I actually used it, and the number of people were just like, oh my god, what is is that? I want one. And I'm like, yeah, it's actually been out for a while now. But yeah, Moto does some very, very cool stuff. So the multimedia, like in gaming, is good. Not the best when it comes to gaming, but it more than makes up for it with the potential for multimedia. When it comes to the power under the hood, the Kirin 960,
Snapdragon
Snapdragon 66. Did you find it performed well when it came to day-to-day functionality as well?
Day-to-day functionality, I've not had any problems at all.
No.
A couple of times where things have loaded a little bit slower, but nothing, no crashing, no problems there, and that's what I really want in a phone, to be honest. So
Sweet.
I've been quite happy with the way it's been performing.
Amazing. And split-screen multitasking?
Yeah, all there.
I did that too, and I found it was good as well. So what you're basically getting is like combined opinion here, that like two people have used it and stress tested it, and it works really, really well.
Yeah.
So storage, you've got either 32 or 64 gig.
Yeah, and then micro SD up to 256 gig.
So tons and tons of storage capacity there.
Yep.
The camera, so rear camera is 12 megapixels. That's down from 16. What's Motorola doing?
I don't know. I think it's still getting good. I'm still getting good stuff out of it, to be honest.
Probably because it's got bigger pixels.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. And
okay. Guys, we are going to have to pause this one for a second, this live review. We had some teething problems and we actually need to vacate the premises. But having said that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into your comments section. If you have any questions that were outstanding, fire them into the comments section and we'll get to them.
Cool.
Check that out. Yeah, sorry we were so late in coming on. We'll be live again, actually live, 3 p.m. on Thursday. So make sure you check back for that.
cool. See you later.
See ya. Bye.